welcome to my channel. This is my very first video ever, so I'm very excited. Today we're going to be doing a step-by-step makeup tutorial to get this look. Valentine's is coming up, so it is a quick and easy makeup tutorial that you can do if you're going on a date or doing something fun for Valentine's. So let's get started. I like to prime my face even if I'm going to do my eyeshadow first. I just like to let it sit there for a while. So I've been using this base tape by Tarte for about a year. I definitely recommend the quality. When you put it on your face, it literally feels like water. So it soaks up, it doesn't feel heavy. It's definitely worth it. I think it's like $30 to $40 at Ulta. Might be a little bit pricey, but I definitely recommend doing it. So I already put some on, but this is definitely a first and a must. I know also concealer, we use it to correct, but I personally use it to set my eyes before I do my eyeshadow, because I found it to be that the eyeshadows go on literally like butter and they stay there for the entire night. So if you're gonna go out partying or if you need it to hold there, I definitely do that. And then again, Tarte, I've been using this Double Duty Beauty for a little bit now. I use 12S Fair. I also put it on my under eyes once I'm done with my makeup. So it's a little bit lighter than my skin color just because I want it to pop when I actually do my makeup. So that's definitely going on the eyes just to set them, and then just so the eyeshadow can go on there. A lot of people do primer on their eyelids, but I like to do this, and I found it to work, so I've stuck to it. All right, so once we put concealer on our eyelids, we are going to move on. We're gonna use the Morphe M209 brush. It's a little flat brush that I always like to use for the base color. And then for the base color, we're mostly going to be using the palette 35V by Morphe. It has some beautiful colors. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's beautiful. So we're going to be doing the Gold Nude color, which is this one right here. Aw, man, I just scratched one. But anyway, so we're going to be using this Go Nude color right here. It's going to go on there as the base, basically. I always like to shake off any excess, just so it doesn't look too cakey or it doesn't go on there right. But this color is going to be on the entire eyelid, so you can drag it all the way up to your brow bone, and then so the transition can be more definitely more smoother. Then we're going to pick the color that's going to go on your crease right here. Kind of did a little bit already, but I'm not done. So we're going to use this color, it's called Risque. Once you kind of get once you see that you like how the color looks, then you can move on to the next color. But I always make sure that it's blended. If you do need to blend it out, I like to use the brush, the Morphe B76. B79. I like to blend these for the upper part of your eyelid, like how we're trying to drag it to the closer to the brow bone. With the same brush, the B43 that we used for the crease. We're gonna use now the darker color that's gonna go below that. Okay, so next we're going to do this color right here, a little bit darker. It's called In the Zone. Using the same brush, the B43 that you used for the previous color, you're just gonna use the, oops, I put it on the whole thing, but you're gonna use the very tip, so it doesn't go on the entire crease. So you're gonna be very careful with this color. You're gonna put it right below the color that you just put on. Definitely, it looks like first it's gonna go on the crease. Again, you want to shake off the excess because you don't want it to look too crazy. We're going to do the darker color, the very corner of your eye. So you don't want it to look too dark up here, and then you won't have, well, you'll have to use a much darker color for the corner of your eye. So see, it's starting to blend out. So all right, so once you kind of have a base there, again, you're going to go back to your blending brushes. I always change between the B79 and then the M505 from Morphe. So we're going to try the M505 brush just to blend it out. And again, you can drag it all closer to your eyelid so you don't see that harsh line that we had at the very beginning. And then once it blends out, we can move on to the next color. Eyes, and we're gonna use the B42 brush by Morphe. It's very similar to the B43 brush that I've used for right here for the crease, but this one definitely gets the corners, so because it's a small brush, but the bristles are much harder. So I use this specifically when I put the darker, when I'm trying to do a smoky eye, I put it right here and then I blend it out, because then this one applies it very, like, it's not smudges it, but it goes on harsh for whatever reason. All right, for the outer corner of the eye right here for the darker color, we're going to be using the it's called Addicted. It's this color right here. So we're gonna use a little bit. We might have to blend it, or I might just blend it with a dark brown, because we got a mixture of like purplish, not purple, but a darker brown mixed with a hint of purple here. So we might just have to do that, but we'll see. And then you just drag that, depending on how, I always just do it from like right here from where your nose is, the point of your nose, right at that level, for the darker color, and then we're gonna blend that out. So you'll put that on there. And again, you just tap it, because with these eyeshadows, a little bit goes a long way. So that's another thing that you have to be careful, because you don't want to use so much that you can't blend it out, or it looks too dark or too harsh at the end of the day. So I'm just tapping it on there. And then we're gonna blend that out again using the B79. We're gonna blend that towards the inner eye, and then as well as the outwards. And then we'll see how the, see, there we go. We are going to put a shimmer on this, on your actual eyelid. Then we are going to be using the shimmer color. For the shimmer, I always use the Morphe, the M12 color. Sorry, my hand is very dirty. My black eyeshadow is breaking. So I always like to put a setting spray on the actual brush before I use a shimmer, so it stays. Otherwise, the shimmers just don't go on as easily. Well, for me at least. So for the shimmer, what we're going to be using the Shameless color. So it's gonna be this one. I'm sorry, no, that's the French kiss one. This color right here. From your inner corner of the eye to where you put the darker color. Sometimes I have a harsh, it looks harsh right there. So I have to use the color, the brush that I used for the color that I put on the outer corner of the eye, which in this case was the B12. I kind of drag it a little bit towards the shimmer, so you have that, you don't have that harshness. And once you have that, we'll get the blending brush. Which one is that? Yeah, the B79. And then you can drag the shimmer towards your outer corner of the eye, like that. All right. So we're pretty much done with the eyes. The foundation that I use is the Tarte Face Tape. It's a matte finish. I loved it. And I use the 29N light medium neutral color. But it's, again, this foundation. It goes a long way. So you have to be careful with how much you put, because I've had it, what? Oh. I've had times where I put on a lot and it goes out of control. Sometimes it can look cakey, but again, you just have to be careful with how much you put on there. Let me just put my face. Okay. I like that this is full coverage and then it dries matte, so we're almost there. For my eyebrows, I use a brow pencil. It's by e.l.f. It's literally maybe like $2, $3, I think. So I just use the tip of the pencil, and then just to make them a little bit darker. Once I do I make them darker, I use the brush on the other side of that pencil, then shape them. So this is by Maybelline. It's the Fair Light color. It's literally, it's loose. It's not your typical, the one that is pressed. So with another brush, another sponge, I just do along here. Oh, that wasn't enough. I drag it all the way just to have the we're gonna put it here. And then you just let it sit there for a little bit for it to soak. Not soak, but you know what I mean. And then since my forehead gets really, really oily, I do this this part too. All right, so once that's been sitting there for a few minutes, I don't leave it that long, but I do like to leave it on enough so it can get done there. And then I just use a simple, any random brush that has like loose bristles, so you can just shake off the excess, and then you'll be good there. All right, I use the NYX bronzer. It's the medium color, and I always just put it where right here where my ear is, just right here, and that's where I base it off of, just to contour. And I do a little bit right here. I use this brush, it's kind of angled for the bronzer. And again, like I was saying, I just put it over here on my hairline. And then I have, it's called Big Fan from it's a brush set that I got from Ulta. It had like 50 pieces or something. So I just fan it out, blend back to the eyes for a little bit. We're gonna do the shimmer again, but we're gonna do that on the very inner corner of your eye, just to give it that pop right there. For the bottom eyelid, we're gonna use the brush that we used for your crease, and we're gonna use the color that we used here. Drag it down a little bit. Sometimes you can get it so it's not too dark on your lower eyelid. See, I just dragged it from the color that was here and the color that was remaining on the brush all the way to the bottom of your eyelid. So that way you don't have to use more. I love the Lily lashes. It's the premium synthetic collection. This one is the Lily lashes. It's called Dallas. I put a little bit of mascara on them. Okay, so once I want to do that, then I level the eyelashes like that, like upwards, and then the mirror below my face. And then, can you repeat that? All right, perfect. So then once that dries, I'm gonna do the bottom eyelashes a little bit. I don't do them too thick. Once you did that, I do like a second layer of mascara on my eyelash. I press them lightly together. So for the highlighter above your bronzer, I'm gonna use this Morphe E61 brush, and I'm gonna use the Glow Kit just above your bronzer to give it that little highlight there. All right, and then I always like to do from my nose, the bone right there, and then just emphasize on the tip here. So for the lips, we're going to use the NYX. It's called Soft Brown. This color right here. I'm gonna use, it's NYX Lingerie. This one's called Ruffle Trim. That's done. We put on setting spray. I have I use the NYX or the All Nighter, depending on where, if I'm gonna be partying, dancing, sweating. It's the makeup setting spray. It says long lasting. It's by Urban Decay. It's the All Nighter. So I just put that all over my face. So this is the finished product. Hope you guys like it. It's a little bit of a pink mixed with brown colors. So this is the final look. Hope you guys enjoyed.